As the summer months are now really heating up, do expect PlayStation 4 game releases to be a little bit lighter. However, there are still a lot of exciting games being released in this summer period. Maybe some of these games are a little bit smaller and you're unaware about them, but that's what I want to cover in today's video. Specifically, I want to take a look at 7 awesome PlayStation 4 games coming in July 2019. And best of all, one of these games is adding to the free-to-play library on the PlayStation 4, so I know you guys always like free offerings, and we'll cover that in a little bit. But we've got a total of 7 games to go over, so let's get right into it. And one of the bigger games coming in July has to be the latest Wolfenstein game in Wolfenstein Youngblood. Now, Wolfenstein Youngblood is a little bit different. Do expect it to be not as expansive an experience as Wolfenstein 2, given that it is coming at half the price of Wolfenstein 2. That's kind of to be expected, but Wolfenstein Youngblood is very interesting in that it's the first modern co-op Wolfenstein adventure. You can team up with a friend or play solo as one of BJ Blazkowicz's twin daughters and wield a powerful arsenal of new weapons, gadgets, and abilities to liberate Paris from the Nazis. The game is set 19 years after the events of Wolfenstein 2. BJ has disappeared after a mission into Nazi-occupied Paris, and now after years of training from their battle-hardened father, BJ's twin daughters Jess and Sophia are forced into action. Team up with a friend or play alone, level up, explore, and complete missions to unlock new abilities, weapons, gadgets, cosmetics, and more to complement your playstyle and customize your experience. And while I did mention I'm expecting this game to be a smaller experience in comparison to Wolfenstein 2, just on the basis it is $30 versus $60, it was noted that Wolfenstein Youngblood features the most open-ended Wolfenstein experience to date. Form a new base of operations located deep in the heart of the Paris catacombs, plan how and when to attack and dismantle the Nazi regime. And of course, cooperative play is also a big element of this game, and best of all, if you do buy Wolfenstein Youngblood Deluxe Edition, that's $40, so $10 more expensive, but you actually get an invite to invite a friend to play with you, to play the entirety of the game, and they don't need to own the game. So if you look at it that way and you split the cost of the game or the Deluxe Edition with a friend, you can end up paying $20 if you do assess it that way. Nonetheless, Wolfenstein Youngblood will be hitting the PlayStation 4 on July 26th. Alright, next up, here's one that MMO fans should be very excited for, and that is the latest expansion of Final Fantasy XIV and Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers is the next major expansion of Final Fantasy XIV, and Final Fantasy XIV has had an absolutely storied history. If you go back to when that game was originally launched, it being an absolute train wreck, to where it is now as one of the most compelling MMORPGs on the market, arguably the best MMO on the market, it is pretty remarkable. That's why I say to all of you guys saying Anthem is dead forever or Fallout 76 is dead forever, you can really never say never. When you look at games like Final Fantasy XIV, it is a pivotal example of coming back from the depths of hell. Now, Square Enix obviously invested a lot, but nonetheless, Shadowbringers will be coming in July, and it'll have you explore breathtaking new environments, encounter exotic new races, master exciting new jobs, and fight alongside prominent characters with the new trust system as you embark on a new journey as the Warrior of Darkness. The expansion will include new jobs including Gunbreaker, new playable race, a level cap increase from 70 to 80, you'll journey through expansive new areas, new primals, new beast tribes, a plethora of new dungeons to explore, challenging new raids, new alliance raids, tackle dungeons solo, relive the adventures from your past with your current level and gear via the New Game Plus system, and the restoration of the Holy See of Ishgard. In the aftermath of the Dragon Song War, disciples of the Hand and Land work together to rebuild Ishgard. A lot is being added to Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. I know some of you guys have still yet to give FF14 a chance. If you're a fan of quality MMOs or you're a fan of Final Fantasy, a lot of Final Fantasy fan service in here, and I imagine that Shadowbringers is going to be excellent when it drops on July 6th. Next up, here is a game that hardly anyone is talking about, and it came to my radar very recently, and that is Lost Ember. Lost Ember is an indie action-adventure title, single-player and puzzle-oriented. It has you explore the remains of a fallen world from fascinating perspectives. You'll slip into the role of different animals to uncover the fate of an ancient world, dive into deep waters, fly at lofty heights, dig underground as a mole, or even climb steep cliffs with a mountain goat. There's a lot of ways to get around in Lost Ember, and throughout your journey, you are guided by a companion that used to be a part of old Inrashi culture and witnessed the fall of the world. For thousands of years, he was seeking and finally found you. Through his memories, you will see what happened to the old world, what he has to do with it, and why he needs your help now. Your ability, again, is to possess every animal in the world, and that enables you to explore the world in a lot of different perspectives, to find hidden secrets and places that played a role in the fall of Inrashi and hold important memories. It's a very interesting game and an indie title coming from Moon Eye Studios, and this does look to be their first game. A little bit skepticism obviously has to be had when going into a release like this, but I am very compelled by the premise, the visual, the presentation style. All of that looks top notch, and I'm hoping for the best when Lost Ember drops on July 19th. Next up, we have the follow-up to Dragon Quest Builders and Dragon Quest Builders 2. Dragon Quest Builders is one of those games that I did not expect to be as good as it was. A Dragon Quest title in the style of a builder game like Minecraft, while also retaining a lot lot of the elements that made Dragon Quest what it is. It was a very interesting game to say the least, but it turned out really well, and now we have Dragon Quest Builders 2, which looks to build upon the successes of the first game, no pun intended there, but nonetheless, Dragon Quest Builders 2. This one is going to feature the ability for players to find materials and use them to construct buildings and other equipment, much like the first game. However, there are a ton of new features being included as well, including the ability to fly and travel underwater, as well as a fast travel function based on a retro-style map. The first DQ Builders was also single-player only. With Dragon Quest Builders 2, that's going to allow for up to 4 players to play together cooperatively, online and offline, so that is an awesome new addition. If you played DQ Builders 1 and you enjoyed that, DQ Builders is absolutely going to be up your alley, as it's going to be a much better title than the first one. It's dropping on July 12th. Alright, next one, I did mention that one of these games is gonna be free, and the new free-to-play game that's dropping on the PlayStation 4 in July is Caravan Stories. Caravan Stories is a very interesting game, and it's already made an impact over in Japan, surpassing multiple millions of players. It's a free-to-play anime-inspired MMO JRPG, and it's played by more than 2 million adventurers in Japan already, and it's coming to the PlayStation 4 now. Obviously, this has an anime aesthetic to it, an anime look, but I think visually the game is quite good. Music seems to be on point, and all the presentation elements seem to be quite good. Obviously, if you are more familiar to Western RPGs, maybe it'll be a little bit off-putting at first, but nonetheless, it is a free-to-play experience, so you have no investment in the game and just trying it out outside of your time, and I do think it might end up surprising a lot of people. We'll see how it turns out, as Caravan Stories is hitting the PlayStation 4 on July 23rd, and I've been mentioning this recently, but if you buy the PlayStation 4 just to play the free-to-play games, you have an expansive, wide array of experiences with games like Path of Exile, Fortnite, Apex Legends, you've got Warframe in there, and now Caravan Stories as well. Of course, all of those games do feature optional microtransactions, but just to get into the game, you can play them free, and Caravan Stories is adding to the already great library available. Alright, next up, here's one that I'm very excited for. Being a big fan of Attack on Titan, love the Attack on Titan 2 video game, but now we've got a major expansion to Attack on Titan 2 and Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle. This is an upgrade to Attack on Titan 2, and you can buy the full game that'll include the base game as well as the Final Battle expansion, or you could buy Final Battle standalone if you do already own Attack on Titan 2. Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle contains the latest content for the tactical hunting action series, and it includes the stories from seasons 1 to 3 of the anime. So season 3 is airing right now, and if you watch a lot of the trailers, if you have yet to watch season 3, it is spoiler city, so I'm gonna try to stay away from that, but playable characters have been added to the game. There's new equipment in the Thunder Spear, and a lot of other additions that are being made to the game. As far as Tecmo Koei games go, I think Attack on Titan 2 was one of their better offerings. Usually they follow that similar redundant style. However, in the case of Attack on Titan 2, if you guys are familiar with the IP, you know that combat has to be done kind of interestingly with the maneuver gear and everything like that, so they're kind of forced to create something a little bit unique and different, and we definitely saw that with Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle. The upgrade to the base game will be dropping on July 5th. And lastly, I do want to give a shout to the EA published title in Sea of Solitude. I know a lot of you guys associate EA to be the demon of gaming right now, and maybe rightfully so with all the stuff they've done. However, Sea of Solitude is a very compelling new game that they are publishing. When humans get too lonely, they turn into monsters. That's what happened to Kay, the main character, but she's not alone. This ocean is full of creatures just like her. Finding them may be the key to changing her back into how she was before. Sea of Solitude is a third-person exploration game coming from Joe May Games, and it looks to be a very interesting title. Meet your monsters, embark on a journey with Kay as she explores her own loneliness and attempts to save her loved ones from theirs. Adventure through a flooded city by boat, on foot, or by swimming, and discover new areas for you to explore. Along the way, you'll solve puzzles, rid the world of tainted memories, and discover a variety of lovely and terrifying monsters. Again, Sea of Solitude is an EA published title coming from Studio Joe May, and it will be hitting the PS4 on July 5th. A pretty interesting title that, again, a lot of you guys probably don't know about. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, we're still early on in June, so who knows, maybe a couple more indie games and a couple of other titles will be announced for July. If that is the case, we will be sure to update you guys, as we always do. But as far as what is confirmed at this point, there are some interesting games coming in July. I think Wolfenstein Youngblood is going to be great. If you're into Final Fantasy XIV, Shadowbringers is going to be awesome. I'm hoping for the best out of Lost Ember. DQ Builders 2 is pretty much a surefire success. Caravan Stories, another free-to-play offering. Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle is exciting for me as a big Attack on Titan fan, and Sea of Solitude could end up surprising a lot of people as well. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.